You know the crazy thing about 50 Cent, like I listened to all his music, but when we met, we didn't even talk about music. We talked about books.
Let's go. Yes, live and direct. It's the Young Exec King Carl. Make some noise. Check this out, y'all. I'm excited because I'm here with my very special co-host. Who we got?
My name is Sophia.
Oh, turn me up on 2 and 3. Perfect. Go ahead.
My name is Sophia.
Make some noise with Sophia.
And my video director, clap it up for them too. Clap it up for them, clap it up. Perfect. Oh, that might have been it. I'm pretty sure we got it. There we go.
Just click it there.
So, the amazing Mark Wiseman, clap it up for him one more time. And your so here's the deal. You can grab a seat right over here, and whoever answers a question, I want you to bring that microphone to them. Is that cool? All right, great. So, I want to share a little bit about myself real quick. And I know sometimes there's a lot of pressure when you're speaking in public, when you're doing things with in your schools with SGA, and even when you're on stages like your leadership, right? I'm not gonna say anything that's gonna change your life. All I wanna do today is be the spark. Okay, that's it. I just wanna spark a thought in your mind. It was the great Tupac Shakur who once said, I'm not saying I'm gonna change the world, but I guarantee I'm gonna spark the brain of the person who does. I know someone in this room is going to change the world. That might be like a crazy thought right now, but I guarantee it. There's gonna be somebody in here that's an educator. That alone is going to spark the brains of the masses, right? Someone in here is gonna be a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, invent something, start a business, be the next Fortune 500 CEO. Like, you guys are going to do some amazing things. So all I wanna do today is be the spark for you. All right, so again, clap it up for yourselves one more time. So now people see me and they see this guy that travels the world, speaks to kids all over. I'm speaking in stadiums, I'm speaking in different schools, I'm doing podcasting all over New York City. So they see me as this guy that's doing some amazing things, right? But it didn't always start off that way. I wanna show you a throwback picture real quick. Let me get out the way. Does this look like the same person? Not really, right? So this is actually me as a teenager. And this is me present day. And of course, it's not about the clothing, because when it gets cold, I still wear hoodies, I still wear hats and jeans and sneakers. So it's not about the exterior, it's about the what? Interior. So who can tell me what they think is the biggest difference? We could maybe take one light on. Perfect, that works. Who can tell me what they think is the biggest difference between me back then and me today? What they think is the biggest difference? What you think? Oh, pass it the mic. What was that?
That I think the difference is that your smile got bigger.
That's a fact, absolutely. Clap it up for that. My smile definitely. I have a lot to be happy for, right? I got a lot to be grateful for. Back then, I was looking at my circumstances and being upset with what I saw, right? No one around me was successful. No one around me was doing great things, not in my family, not in my neighborhood, not anywhere that I saw. So I thought that I could not be a success, right? But I gotta tell you, just because you're in tough circumstances doesn't mean that you can't be great. All right? If no one around you is successful, that means you need to be the one that's successful. Does that make sense? So my smile got bigger because my belief in myself got bigger. I like that, all right? I got prizes for you too. You want chips? Does that work? No, all right, cool. All right, we'll save that for the end. All right, so perfect. Anybody else? What do you think is the biggest difference between me back then and me today? What you got? Perfect. So I got more my style of dress got more majestic. That works too. Mature. All right, perfect. So I like that. So my style of dress, but also my demeanor got more mature. So if I'm mature on my right side, that means on the left side I'm what? Immature. All right. So if I'm immature on my left side, how do you think I was acting in school? Bad, right? Not good. All right. So how do you think I was in school? Maybe a little crazy on the wild side. That's good. That's good. A little crazy on the wild side. Absolutely, right? When things are going on in school, I'll be the one that call out for no reason. They'd be like, "What's wrong with you?" Nothing. All right. I just wanted to be a little crazy on the wild side. Absolutely. What do you think? What do you think was going on in school if I was immature? Yep. No, I'm talking to you. Yep. Not listening to my teachers. I had some really great teachers in school. You know what's crazy about that? I had teachers that saw me on my left side, but they believed in me so much that they could envision me on my right side. So they were like, "Carl, why are you acting like that?" They knew I was bright, but I was hanging around with people who convinced me that being smart wasn't cool. If I could go back in time, that's probably the one piece of advice I would give myself. I say, "Yo, Carl, being smart is cool." So I had kids that was around me that influenced me to think that being bad or acting bad was the right way to go. So I was with teachers that knew I was smart, but they saw me not turning in my homework assignments. Like, I was capable of doing everything, but I purposely didn't do it because I wanted to look cool, right? So let me ask you this. Right here. If I'm walking in the halls and I'm immature and someone accidentally bumps into me, what do you think is gonna happen? Probably gonna respond in a bad way, right? Got into a little scuffle, maybe an argument, maybe pushing each other around, maybe even as bad as a fight, off of a mistake because I couldn't control my emotions back then, right? Because I was immature, right? So I had to learn to be more emotionally mature and mentally mature, right? So if I'm immature on my left side and I'm mature on my right side, how do mature people act in school? What's that?
They're more controlled and they're calmer.
More controlled and more calm. Things don't bother me the way they used to anymore, right? Rick Ross once said, "It takes a man of power to start a war, but it takes an even greater man to make peace." Man or woman, right? So there's gonna be people in school that purposely try to get you in trouble. They purposely bother you. And it's up to you. You feel me on that one? It's up to you to respond to it, right? But now that I'm mature, I realize that I don't want to give anybody the power to make me mad or to get me in trouble. Because they say, he who angers you conquers you, right? And I don't want to give anybody the power to conquer me. Because if I say something to you, let's just say I make fun of you, right? And then you respond back and you hit me, the teacher's gonna see the reaction. They didn't see what happened before that. Does that make sense? So you're gonna get in trouble from somebody you don't even like that controlled your reaction. Does that make sense, y'all? So don't let anyone have that much power over you, because what's gonna happen is you're gonna get suspended, you're gonna get in trouble, your record, it's a downward spiral, right? So I wanna make sure you guys understand when you're emotionally mature, you don't give anybody the power to control your emotions or your feelings. It's on you. Does that make sense? All right, cool. What else do you think is the biggest difference between me back then and me today? What do you think? Co-host, right over there. Go ahead.
Your confidence.
Confidence. Let's go. Clap it up for that. Clap it up for that. Clap it up for that. Confidence definitely increased. Did I do something again, Mike? Mark? My confidence definitely increased. All right. So my confidence definitely increased. When I was on my left side, I didn't believe in myself, so I was walking down with my head down. A teacher asked a question, I wouldn't raise my hand because I was like, I don't know. Maybe I might say something that sounds stupid, so I'm gonna just stay to myself. So I was very to myself, and I wasn't really growing like that because my confidence wasn't that high. All right. All right. What are you about to say? Whole demeanor changed. Perfect. My whole demeanor changed. Like what? Like polar opposites, right? A lot of things happened back then, right? All right, so the biggest thing that happened between me back then and me today is I got my what right? I got my mind right. I had to totally change my mindset. There's a lot of things that got involved in me changing my mindset, and I'll get into it in a second, but I started reading books. I started doing different things that helped me personally develop, all right? So personal development is when you do things that help you become a better person. Okay, so that's what I started doing. I never liked to read books. It was the worst. I was like, man, I don't like to do it in school, so I definitely don't want to do it outside of school, right? So, but I started reading books that helped me personally develop. One of my mentors taught me, because I was like, I don't got time, I don't like reading, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. He said, Carl, just read 10 pages of a good book every single day. That takes 10 minutes. Does that make sense, y'all? So let me ask y'all this, and I got a special prize for whoever gets this right. How many books per month do you think the average millionaire reads? How many books do you think? In 30 days, how many books do you think the average millionaire reads? 10 to 20. It's lower than that. All right? How many books do you think the average millionaire reads? 5? It's actually lower than that. All right, all right, all right. How many books do you think the average millionaire reads? 3? It's actually lower than that. All right, what you got, 0? It's actually higher than that, All right, what do you think, 1? It's actually higher than that. It's actually higher than that. What you think, 2? 2's the right answer. Clap it up for it. All right. You can pick anything from this box or this box, all right? All right. You can go ahead and open up. I didn't even open up yet. All right. Oops. There you go. All right, cool. Average millionaire reads 2 books that help them personally develop per month. How many books does the average billionaire in this country read? Millionaires read 2 books. How many do billionaires read? What you got? Hands up. What you got? More than 1. All right. What you think? 4? More than 4. All right. How many do you think? 6? Less than 6. All right. What you got? 5 is the right number. Clap it up for that. Millionaires read 2 books. Billionaires read 5 books, right? These are books that help you become a better person. All right, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. Books that you can pick. Oh, yeah. So books that help you become better, right? Boom. You're welcome. All right, so when I was younger, when I was your age, I hated reading. My mentor taught me to read 10 pages, that's all. Find a good book and read 10 pages a day. If you read 10 pages of a good book, 10 pages a day, after 365 days, after a whole year, how many pages is that? Perfect, 3,650. You got a prize already? All right, good. Clap it up for that. Good math. All right. So, you're reading 3,650 pages a year. How many pages do you think the average person reads a year? Less than 100, less than 80, less than 75, less than 50. Huh? What you say? Less than 20. What you got? Less than 8, less than 1, less than 5, 0. Check this out. Come on. Clap it up for that. All right. So the average millionaire reads 2 books a month, which is about 24 books for the year, right? That's about 2 books a month. The average billionaire reads 5 books a month. That's about a book a week, right? The average person reads 0. No books, no pages. That's why millionaires and billionaires make as much money as they do, Because they know more than the average person. Does that make sense, y'all? The kid with the most knowledge will obtain and touch top dollars. So the more you learn, the more you earn. You like that? Oh, drop an air horn on that one. The more you learn, the more you what? The more you learn, the more you what? The more you learn, the more you what? Let's go. Clap it up for yourselves. Clap it up for yourselves. So once I got my mind right, I started reading more and I started what more? I started writing more. There was things that was going on with me emotionally, mentally, that I just needed to start journaling down, right? And then I started listening to music more. Music kind of like helped me like get in a good mood, right? So when I was listening to music, I started listening to like the positive lyrics, right? Even in a negative song, I could still pick up the positive lyrics from it, right? So I started writing down a lot of positive lyrics that I enjoyed. And you guys want to know what I did with my book? With my notebook? What did I do with my notebook? I published it. Let's go. Clap it up for that. Clap it up for that. Yes. I put it on Amazon. It became the #1 book on Amazon. All right? We can clap it up for that. Absolutely. You remember that? So not just in America, but in Canada, in London, and Japan, right? I've never been to London or Japan, but my book has, right? And you want to know something even greater? I want you to make sure when you talk to your superintendent, you clap it up for her because she actually makes sure all you getting autographed copies of my book today. So clap it up for that. So my book helped me stop hanging out with followers and I started hanging out with who? Leaders, right? So you guys might know some of the people that I hang out with now. Justina Valentine from Wild 'N Out, Ron Suno, 50 Cent's my guy. All right, Charlemagne, he's on radio in New York. Dream Doll, she's from the Bronx. You might as well. Jada Kiss, you guys might have heard of Floyd Mayweather. Any of those you guys familiar with? These are some people that I get to hang out with now because I made a decision to go from my left side to my what? I made a decision to go from a follower to a what? Leader. I made a decision to get my what right? My rhyme right? We about to say something? You might as well, right? So you might as well. He's super famous. He's traveling all over the world right now. I think he's working with Chris Brown he moved to LA to work with Chris Brown, but he's from Philadelphia, and I brought him to your school, so he did a special message, and he did a great performance afterwards, right? And he brought his mascot with him as well, right? So these are some friends I get to hang out with that I get to bring to different schools like yours because I got my what right? Now, you may or may not know the people that I hang out with. It's cool. It doesn't matter, right? The most important thing that matters is that we all have our left side. But when you make a decision to go from your left side to your right side, you make a decision to go from a follower to a leader, when you make a decision to get your mind right, you're going to start hanging out with people you've looked up to your entire life. You know, the crazy thing about 50 Cent, like I listened to all his music, but when we met, we didn't even talk about music. We talked about books because he's featured in my book, but I also read his books. Yeah, he got books out. So one of the books that we talked about that day, he wrote a book called The 50th Law, right? You guys might have heard of Robert Greene. He wrote the 48 Laws of Power, right? So 50 Cent collaborated with him. So we talk about networking a little bit. 50 Cent collaborated with him to make a book called The 50th Law. And that book was really, really, really inspired me. So when I met 50, I said, thank you for the books you wrote. Like not even the music that made me hyped or whatever. I said, thank you for the books you wrote. And that's how our conversation started. All right. So how I got from my left side to my right side, somebody said it before. They said your confidence grew. My confidence grew because I started having crazy faith, right? I had faith in God and I also had faith in myself. I started to believe, because of the books that I read, I started to believe that I could really do anything because my neighborhood didn't show any examples of success, but the books I read did. And I realized if they can do it, then what? Right? So everyone say, I can do it. If they can do it, what? I can do it, right? I started believing more. So I started having faith in myself, like, one day, no one in my family graduated college yet. And I said, one day, I'm gonna be the first person in my family that graduates college. And I did that. I said, one day, I'm gonna start my own business. And I did that. I said, one day, I'm gonna be a millionaire. and I'm doing that. All right, mentally, I'm there. My bank account hasn't caught up yet, but I'm working on it. I'm still working on it. All right, but mentor was the second thing that I did. I found someone. Does anybody know what a mentor is? What's a mentor? What's a mentor? I'm gonna mess it up again. I'm gonna just stay right here. Go ahead.
A mentor is basically someone that helps you, and then they basically lead the way and they inspire you.
Perfect. Air horns on that one. There we go. Good. So, a mentor, someone who leads the way and inspires me. So I found a millionaire mentor. He taught me all about business, but he was big on, his principles were faith, family, and finances, right? You got to get the order right. So I thought it was all about money. I was like, yo, Mr. Sell, I want to make a lot of money. He said, hold on, Carl. Money is just a byproduct of the person you become. So in order to make more money, you just need to become a greater person. So make sure your faith is in order, your family's in order, and then your finances will be in order. It made so much sense, and that helped me get things right. Network. How many of you ever heard the phrase, your network, bless you, your network is your net worth? Has anyone ever heard that before? Yes, that is so true. Relationships are worth more than money, okay? When you're in spaces like this, hold on to that. When you're in spaces like this, especially when you're dealing with other leaders, I want you guys to introduce yourself to somebody else, okay? Because these are the man, you get in a room full of leaders, you gotta know who's in here. We shouted out all the schools earlier when we started. I want y'all, when we go on our lunch break, I want you to jump over to a different table and just introduce yourself to someone. Hey, how you doing? My name is, and I go to such and such. How do you like being in SGA? Just start up a conversation, anything like that. And then you can make a friend in a different school, and that way your network grows up. Because by the time you become political leaders, by the time you become college graduates, by the time you become world leaders, your network is gonna be so strong, you could travel anywhere in the world and you know someone, or someone knows of you even better. Does that make sense, y'all? You know how many times I've walked into a room, I thought I didn't know anyone, but because I networked so well, they knew me. And I got just there's a lot of benefits from people knowing who you are. You know, you get to skip the line when you walk in places now. You get to walk in, sometimes don't even have to pay, like just different things, right? But more important, I've gotten jobs because of my network. I've started businesses. I've collaborated with business partners that help me get to the next level. Your network is your net worth. So can y'all promise me you meet somebody new today? Is that cool? All right, good. All right, put in the work. Simple. I thought that having success was just going to be a snap of the finger. It's not a lottery ticket. It doesn't happen that way. It's small steps of progress every single day. I read this book called The Compound Effect, right? Because most people think that success is just a viral moment. Success is just a quantum leap. You can just get from broke to rich in one step. You can get from unhealthy to healthy in one step, right? You can go from not in a good relationship to a good relationship in one step. It doesn't work that way. It's small steps of progress every single day. So put in a little bit of work every single day. Does that make sense? So just like we were talking about reading 10 pages of a good book a day, that takes 10 minutes to do. That's a small step of progress. But at the end of the year, you read how many pages? Way more than the average person who read 0. So that's what I mean by it's a huge step when you add up all the little steps. Does that make sense? All right, good. Now, does anybody know what an affirmation is? What's an affirmation? What's an affirmation? What's an affirmation? Woo, something you say daily to yourself. Something positive you say to yourself every day. So a couple of my favorite people that have said affirmations, this is Nipsey Hussle, one of my favorite people on the planet. All right, can somebody read this for me? You want to read this for me all the way in the back? No, right here. Yes, you. Wait, hold on. We're going to bring the mic to you. Co-host. Oh, hold on. Let me make sure we got enough room. I think we got it. Hold on. Come on. We got enough room? Perfect. We got it. All right, read that for me.
I can't see it though.
All right, Mark. All right, hold on. I think I got it. There we go. Can you see it now?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, go ahead.
I am
Prolific.
prolific,
Yes.
so gifted. I am the type that's gonna go get it. No kidding.
Clap it up for it, clap it up for it, clap it up for it. What? This is something you can, oh, that was good. I saw you zoom in. All right, good. All right, so that's something, Nipsey Hussle, this was the first words of his last album. The very first thing he said was an affirmation. He said, I'm prolific, so gifted. I'm the type that's gonna go get it. No kidding. I said, whoa, this guy has a message, right? So these are the type of things you have to say to yourself, because Nipsey Hussle definitely had his left side moments, right? He was actively involved in gangs, and then he went to his right side. This is the rapper that read the most books out of any rapper, right? And because of that, he was able to market himself better as a musician. He was able to start businesses. He was able to give back to his community. So he went from his left side to his what? Right side, right? He made a decision to go from his left side to his right side, and he was using affirmations to do it. So he was speaking life into himself, all right? Another person that uses affirmations, you might have heard of her. Have you ever heard of Cardi B? Oh, okay. All right, who wants to read this for me? Go ahead. Perfect. You don't have to go too far this time. Pass it to her right there. Yep.
I looked myself in the mirror and said, we gon' win. If I get knocked down 9 times, then I'll get up 10.
Clap it up for that.
Be for real.
Oh, my bad. You can press that.
Be for real.
That's just one of our sound bites. All right. So Cardi B once said, I look myself in the mirror. So Cardi B also had her left side moments, right? She's from the streets of the Bronx, right? She was in the streets, she was in the clubs, she was doing all types of things, right? Hanging out with the wrong people, but she made a decision to go from her left side to her right side. She did not wait for anyone to believe in her. We deal with some circumstances sometimes where people are talking trash in our ear. You can't do this, you can't do that, and we start to believe it. Affirmations is what combats that. Affirmations is what helps you start to believe in yourself. So she said, if I get knocked down 9 times, then I'll get up 10. Meaning there's gonna be bad circumstances, there's gonna be tough times, but every time something tries to knock me down, I'm gonna get back up. Does that make sense, y'all? So every day is not gonna be a positive or a good day. You have to make a decision to rise above those circumstances. So I'm encouraging you to make sure you do that. Is that cool? All right. So when you hear the word diet, what do you think of? What do you think of when you hear the word diet? What do you think of? Eating healthy, right? Right? Not no junk food and all that, right? So what are you gonna say?
Watch what you eat.
Whoa, exactly. Watch what you eat. Your diet, I learned. Well, why are you shaking your head? Your diet, I learned, is anything that you consume. Anything that you consume. Most people automatically think of food. But you know what I think of now when I think of diet? What are you watching? A lot of times I was watching the wrong things. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. When I was younger, I don't know if you guys ever heard of World Star, but World Star was like when people would fight all the time, they would scream out World Star, and then the fight just gets crazier, right? So I'll be watching all these fights on World Star. I'll be typing it in World Star fights. And now I'm like, I started consuming this negative stuff. And guess what happened when I was in school when somebody accidentally bumped into me? Got into a fight. It's because of what I was consuming, right? So the things that you watch is a part of your diet. Now, I don't watch negative things because that's not a part of my diet. I don't even watch the news sometimes because there's a lot of bad things that happen on the news. I live in the Bronx now, so my mom was like, Carl, did you see what happened in the Bronx in the news? No, I didn't see that. Because I don't want to see the negative things that happen in the news because I don't want that to consume me. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I stopped watching the fights. I stopped watching the negative things, and I started watching positive things on YouTube now. Now I'm listening to motivational speakers. I'm watching different things, and I'm making sure it helps me personally develop, makes me a better person, right? What about the things that you listen to? I was just talking about 50 Cent, right? When I was growing up on 50 Cent, like, man, this was the most gangster dude I ever heard in my life. But I saw myself in the mirror saying, I was in the streets and I was gangster because of the music that I was listening to. Y'all like drill music? Yeah. Have y'all ever listened to drill music, jumped in the mirror and started throwing up fake gang signs? Like, I don't even know what I'm throwing up, but I'm like, yeah. But it's just what is consuming me, right? It sounds good, you bop to it, you dance to it. I was shooting at fake ops in the mirror. I don't even have no ops. Like, what's happening? Like, what's happening, right? But that's the type, you feel me on that one? But that's the type of music that I was vibing to, but I was realizing it was turning me into a different person, right? Now I got fake ops. Now my group of friends wants to fight this group of guys. We don't know these guys, they don't know us, but because of the music we're listening to, we think we have a problem with them. Oh, he looked at me wrong, like, what's up? Now it's an issue because of the things that I'm consuming. Now I don't listen to that. When I drove here in the car, I'm listening to books on audio because, again, I'm personally developing, right? I'm becoming a better person each and every day because of what I listen to. So now drill music or negative music or destructive music is not a part of my diet, all right? Oh man, can I keep it real with y'all? This is the crew I used to hang out with when I was a teenager, all right? Can everybody see this one? It's a little hard to see. Can y'all see this? Do you guys know where I am in this picture? You see me? Where am I? Black t-shirt. I'm right in the middle of a gang, right? This is what it is. And I just want to be clear with you. I was never actually in a gang, but I hung out with all the guys who were. I never started the fights. I was always associated with them or affiliated with them. I never started the fights. When they did, I jumped in it, right? I never sold the drugs. I never shot the guns. I never did any of that stuff. But I hung out with all the guys who did. So when they got in trouble, guess who else got in trouble? I was affiliated. You know how many times I got searched by police, cuffed, and they searched my car because of the guys that's in my car? And thank God nothing happened or anything like that. But there was several situations where I would go to the store with them and they would open up their book bags and be like, yo, Carl, look what I stole from the store. And I'm just like, yo, I didn't realize I was this close proximity with people that are doing all these negative things, right? So I had to stop hanging out with followers. I started hanging out with who? Leaders. Let me tell y'all something. There's only one person in this picture that graduated college. Can you guess who that is? There's only one person in here that started a business. Can you guess who that is? There's only one person in here that's living the life of their dreams and impacting people. Can you guess who that is? Think about that. If I stayed hanging out with this group of friends, I'd probably be dead or in jail. Those are probably the only options because every single one of them has been to jail at some point for something, and I'm the only one that hasn't. I'm the only one that graduated college in this group. These are my teenage buddies, but that's not who I hang out with now. I had to distance myself because if someone that you're hanging out with is getting you in trouble, are they really your friends? They're fake. If someone that you're hanging out with doesn't want you to be the best version of yourself, are they really your friend? You got to analyze it. When I was hanging out with them, my grades were at the lowest it's ever been. Before I met them, my grades, I was an honor roll student. My grades were 3.83. I remember I got all A's and one B. I was mad at that B. But I still was on honor roll, and then when you get into college, it's called Dean's List, even higher than honor roll, right? And then when I started hanging out with them, my grades dropped to a 1.1. You know what that is? That's below a D average. That's like borderline F and D, right? And it got so bad that I was on academic probation. Academic probation means if your grades are this bad any longer, we're gonna kick you out of school. That's how bad it was. Got a question? What did I get a B in? That's a great question. I don't even remember. I remember the B, I don't remember what it was in. That's a great question. But they convinced me to start hanging out with them more, doing more of what they were doing, and my grades suffered as a result of it, all right? So I need you to understand, don't hang out with people who are not encouraging you to be successful, all right? Cool. All right, and of course, our diet is the things that you eat, right? So I know I'm giving y'all Takis and all that, but we still got fruits and different food for y'all to eat, okay? But make sure you monitor what you eat as well, all right? Now, this is actually District 8 school. PS 100. How you know that? You want that? All right, perfect. So PS 100 was the first school in District 8 that gave me a shot. So I love PS 100. So every time they call me, I go right back over there and I do podcasts over there. So this is my favorite picture of all, not of all time, but one of my favorite pictures of all time, right? So whenever I come to schools and speak to young kids like yourselves, right? I always look for the younger version of me, right? But the thing about it is I see myself in each and every one of you because I used to be in the same seats as you. So when I went to PS 100, this one particular kid is looking at me and I'm looking at him while we're doing podcasting, right? The crazy thing is I'm looking at him and seeing everything that I used to be, and he's looking at me and seeing that everything he can be. Does that make sense? So whenever you're choosing a mentor, find someone that you can actually look up to. Whenever you're living your life, be the best version of yourself because somebody's gonna look up to you one day. All right? So this is what we're gonna do right now. We're going to get a new host, new co-host, and do another section of our podcast. Is that cool? Yeah. All right, so clap it up for my crew, clap it up for my crew, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Air horn for yourself, air horn for yourself. All right.